Well, we've generally referred to around 70 to 75 as an average score in 10 overs, no matter what the situation of the game is. Even if you're chasing a subpar total in the region of 130, you'd still expect a team to be getting close to that in 10 overs. Well, Gujarat have only got 54, 18 runs shy of where Rajasthan were at the same stage. Yes, 8 wickets in hand, also what Rajasthan had. But the only thing that's in their favour is that they know what their target is and they're not batting blind. Shubman Gill scoring at under 100, Hardik Pandya scoring at under 100. Weighed out for under 100. Seems like the story of the innings so far. On Cricbuzz Comm Box, I'm joined by Michael Vaughan. Michael, we were trying our little power play predictions. Those rough scores have come, not after 6, but after 10 overs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only thinking that it's either final nerves and batters really kind of struggling to come to terms with the pitch and struggling to come to terms with just taking risks. It's probably a little bit of both. They're probably all thinking, oh, wait, it's a final, I don't want to throw too much caution to the wind, and the pitch is probably not quite as good as we saw 2 nights ago. So, you know, there's such a big prize at stake. That IPL trophy, to win it is such a big honour for teams. I just think there's a lot of nerves and tension flying about. Great opportunities for the likes of Shubman Gill, a young player, hugely promising. If he can see his team over the line, that'll give his career a massive lift. And obviously the skipper, he's had such a day out with the ball. He's now there with a chance to see his team over the line with the bat in hand. But yeah, it's on a knife edge. I mean, Ashwin's still got 4 to bowl. Chahal's only got 1 to bowl. It really does come down to, can Ashwin have one of those nights out where he gets 3 and 4 wickets? If he does, they've got a chance. If he doesn't, I think it'll be game over.
This has got to be one of the most unusual 10-over bowling cards in the tournament. We've seen a few teams who have gone very evenly. 2 into 5 equals 10. All their bowlers at some point have come in. Ashwin, with an over number 11, has not yet come in to bowl. The 11th is being bowled by Ubaid McCoy.
Yeah, I think what they're doing, I think they realise that with the new white ball, it's just done a bit and it's flown through. The Pacers have got something out of the surface. And I think they're gambling on the fact as the wicket wears and the ball gets that little bit older, the ball might just grip into the surface more. So it's going to have to. We saw that from Rashid Khan. He's the one that's got the most amount of purchase out of this surface. And Sanju Samson will be hoping that Ashwin just gets a little bit of grip. If he does, I still think we'll have a game. And if he doesn't, and they play him nicely, I would think that it's just going to be too small a target. It's going to be I wouldn't say a stroll in the park for Gujarat because it's a final. I'm sure we'll get down to the wire. And they generally, when they chase down, they leave it to the last over. I'm sure they may win, and it'll probably be in the last over.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. But it's an interesting one, Michael. If you look at the pattern of it, Sai Kishore bowled his first over in the 16th, and you'd consider himself a reasonably regular bowler. But otherwise, to have one of your top 5, consider Ashwin even top 4, not having bowled a single over in 11, that has to be slightly unusual.
Yeah, and also Killer Miller. They're probably waiting for Killer Miller to get out there, the left-hander. Ashwin is such a great bowler against right-handers as well, but particularly left-handers. So Sanju's gambling here. He's had a good start. He's restricted Gujarat. He's got a couple of wickets. He now needs to find wickets. He needs to find 1 or 2 wickets. He has to get rid of Hardik Pandya. I think Gujarat, I'll be saying to Shubman Gill, just bat through. Just play a sensible innings and bat all the way through. And if we find one little cameo amongst the rest of us, I think they're going to get over the line. But Ashwin holds the key for Rajasthan.
Yeah, you've sort of said a possible last over finish. You were also crying out for the team chasing to win the power play. Well, they haven't won the power play. They haven't won the first 10 overs. At this stage, Michael, what is your percentage? Which way is it leaning, Gujarat versus Rajasthan?
Oh, I still think Gujarat. I mean, Ashwin's coming on to bowl now. I mean, because you said a really good point that they know what they're going for. When you're batting first, you're always aiming for 160, 170. And you take risks around 13, 14 overs to try and get to 160, 170. And that cost Rajasthan a few wickets. Gujarat really don't need to take that high risk at this stage. They can just knock the ball around. They can take the odd risk to get the boundary, but they don't need to take, huge risks. The rate is not ridiculous. It's not a rate that you're going to be concerned about. And I think because they know what they're aiming for, I think that should be, unless they panic, unless Ashwin gets a huge amount of purchase out the surface, I can't see how they don't get over the line.
Well, he's in the attack. The feeling still is that it's very much Gujarat's game. 100,000 people in there. Why not give them their money's worth and let them watch almost 40 overs of cricket is what they're feeling. that they're ahead, just about, but it should be a cracker of a finish. Let's remind you, 129, a run less than today, was defended in 2017 by Mumbai against Pune. So it can happen. We'll see if it does, and we'll sum it all up in the end.